my life was in this vicious cycle. It was like I was caught in a trap and kept going back to the same disgusting things I always knew to do. There was no hope.
Luana was 16 when she first got pregnant. She married the father of her baby, but sadly, the first pregnancy ended in a miscarriage. Within a year, the marriage ended as well. So with no baby and no husband, Luana celebrated her newfound freedom with more partying and sexual encounters.
I'm going to get on the pill, and this is not going to happen again. But when I was 17, it did happen again. So my girlfriend told me about abortion. I had never heard of abortion, never had a clue what it was. Drove to the abortion facility with my boyfriend, and they basically just suction that baby out of the woman's womb, limb by limb. I did feel that deep inside this was wrong. It had to have been a baby. And so I kept trying to get up, lift up from the table. I kept trying to see what was in this jar that was to my right. But I knew deep in my heart that that was my child.
Luana's depression drove her into drinking and drugs.
And I became very, very promiscuous. I hated myself, so I thought the only way someone is going to love me is if I give them a reason to love me. And so it didn't take much longer at all. It was just a few months, and I was pregnant again. I had 2 more pregnancies and 2 more abortions.
Luana doesn't remember much about the second and third procedures. The pain was too deep, the guilt too heavy, and the shame too severe. She never told a soul and buried her secret deep inside.
I even tried to kill myself 3 times after I had had all the abortions. I didn't see a way out. And it wasn't until my mother had come to know the Lord. And I remember one conversation on the phone with my mom, and she said, "Noena, I love you so much. I can't think of a single thing you could do that would cause me not to love you." And she said, "Even if you killed somebody, I'd still love you. How much more does God love you? He created you." And I thought, "Oh, Mom, you have no idea." It was more than just killing someone. I killed my own children. It was the first time I heard that Jesus would forgive me of something that horrendous.
Luana went home that weekend to her parents' church and accepted Jesus Christ as her Savior.
When I asked the Lord into my heart, I felt a cleansing. I felt a newness. Like I really felt like this was going to begin something new in my life. I just felt like I'd never heard any other hope.
Then Luana met Steve. He was a Christian, and they soon married.
I had never really dealt with the abortions until my husband and I wanted to start having children. And as we were trying, we were having no success.
Luana realized the impact the abortions had had on her body and spirit.
When we did find out that I couldn't have children, and I realized I was infertile, coming to that realization that the only children I was going to bear, I had killed. It was an astounding reality. And I had such guilt, such shame. I remember so many nights just laying in bed, and I would just rock, and my husband would hold me, and he would just keep saying, "I forgive you. I forgive you." And I knew that the Lord had forgiven me, but I just could not forgive myself.
Then in 1990, the Stoltenbergs adopted a little boy from India.
He was 2 when we got him, and we named him Zachary, because Zachary means precious gift from God. And he was. I think every day, wow, God, you're so good. You know, I messed up how many times? And the Lord still gave me another chance.
Today, Zachary is grown. Luana ministers to other women and their families who are hurting from the scars of abortion.
We have had over 50 million abortions since Roe versus Wade in 1973. You are not alone. You are not alone. And the Lord loves you. And if you come, the Lord has forgiveness for you. He has healing for you. And above all else, He has love for you. He has literally taken me from the very pit and the depths of life and given me new life. And not just new life, but life abundantly. And He's filled me with joy. He's exceeded every hope or dream I could have even had for my own life. That's who Jesus Christ is to me.